Hello, have you ever played Dead Cells? Dead Cells is beautifully crafted to the roguelike format, and it's an incredibly giant game. Now, you spawn in the prisoner's corridors as a tiny little green blob and are given nothing but a rusty sword and sometimes a bow and shield if you pick them up. Now, once you bust down the door in front of you, you're greeted by monsters who may or will kill you. Now, something funny about this game is that you can be max health, chilling, you're winning, you're going really strong, and then you just get hit once, you get off your groove, and a bunch of enemies team up on you and kill you, which feels really bad once you get the handle of knowing how to avoid that. It feels really, really good. Now, I'm also going to be reviewing, if you can even call it that, the biomes in this game, ranking them on a tier list of how much I like them from, I don't know, the bottom to the S. S being the best, and bottom being the worst, and I don't like them. The first world in the game is the footage that I've been showing you, and it's called the Prisoner's Corridors. It's fine. It's just a bit repetitive once you've played it a lot. Prisoner's Corridors gotta be I don't know, D. D for dirt. Now, depending on which way you run through the Prisoner's Corridors, you can either get to really annoying sewers or the Promenade of the Condemned. And they both have special gimmicks that make them different from the rest, and they all have different enemies. I do not want to talk about the sewers in this video, the sewer route, because it's annoying and I'm playing on a new save file because all my stuff is on my Switch and I can't record on my Switch. So I'm going to talk about the Promenade of the Condemned route. So this world's gimmick is a lot of fast enemies and a statue that makes enemies impervious until you kill the statue. This place is great. It introduces some new enemies and has some secret keys to get cool loot. But the secret keys you can only get after you get endgame stuff, which is annoying. So it's great, it's just annoying to try and get the secrets, which are fun to get. This, for me, has gotta be a C, because it's great, but it's not the best world. Now, the next zone is called the Ramparts. I love this zone for a few reasons. It's many new types of enemies, and I love how they act, and I love their different attacks, and I love how giant this map can be, and how much different stuff you can get. So I got this footage from a guy named That One Argentinian Gamer, and thank you. So check their channel out. I love this world. It is amazing, and it's just like one of my favorites. It has to be A tier because it's one of my favorites, but not my top favorite. Also, here is your once a video reminder to please subscribe and like the videos. I currently am not a real channel that pops up on people's recommended section, and it would really help if you subscribed so more people could see my channel as I'm starting to grow a little and I'm going to start making my videos better. Now, this world is peak. Walking down a long bridge to see a giant monster that you have to fight. You fight this big monster called the Concierge on a long black bridge, and the world is called Black Bridge. And you fight this guy. He has a lot of attacks. One where he strikes you, one where he gets a protective red barrier, and if you touch it, you take damage. and one where he slams the ground, sending shockwaves around you. This is such a great world, so suspenseful. This is probably my favorite, S tier. Ear. Now, this world leads into a pirate world with pirates that I hate, and a ninja, and bugs that clone and teleport around, and keys, and intricate parkour, and it's all so annoying. I really don't like this one. So, this world is called the Stilt Village, and it is whack, man. It's gonna have to be a P tier for me. P for, poo. Now, this horrible world for me leads into a new, completely better, great world that I really like, called the Clock Tower and the Clock Tower boss fight. This world, chef's kiss, amazing. It has great enemies. It's giant. The boss is amazing in the clock room, one of the doors. Uh, it's just giant and it has a lot of new enemies, and I really love it. And I love all the new blueprints and weapons you can get from here. This has to be, for me at least, an A tier. It's great, but it's not peak worlds. Now, the next world is a clock tower, and its boss fight is amazing. This clock tower boss fight is incredibly hard and it is insanely cool. Even if you know how to play the game and you're good at it, this guy can kill you really fast. He has a hook attack that can grab you and then he slams you against a wall. He has ninja stars. He has just slashes and he's really fast like the player in the game. And it's just hard to dodge most of his attacks. Fighting this guy is scary because he can grab you, but it's fun to know that you can die in an instant because then you have to be safe and be careful with your attacks because you can get a bit too cocky and you can try and get off an extra attack, and then he slams you against the wall and combos you and you die. Oh my god, amazing. Chef's kiss. If I could put it higher than S, I would. Amazing boss fight. Favorite in the whole game. Now you might be seeing a pattern how I'm putting all the boss fights in S tier and the other levels lower. It's because this game handles boss fights so good. Some games that are supposed to be hard make their boss fights impossible, giving the enemies way too much health and making them do the same attacks over and over again. These bosses have a bunch of attacks and they don't have so much health that it feels overwhelming and impossible. It's great how they handle it. This last world is the last non-boss level, and it's called High Peak Castle. It's great. I don't like it very much because it's giant and the enemies are really annoying. But there's only one way out. You have to get keys. You have to get keys by defeating mini bosses, then you unlock doors to get to the real exit. And once you do finally get to this exit, you get to the final boss of the game. But firstly, this world, don't like it too much, but I don't hate it. So it's going to have to be a C tier for me. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for. You get to fight the final boss. This is so great. The boss is the right-hand man of the king who's trying to guard the king who caused all of what you're trying to go up against. Or at least that's what all the player knows at this point. Sorry, cut off there. This point. And now, with the right hand guy of the king, you finally beat the game. For the first time, you have to beat this game a bunch of times to actually beat it. But yeah, amazing game. Final boss, probably A tier. Least favorite boss, still a great boss. And with that done, thank you guys for watching.